Hey CRMers, Benitez here. Today I'm going to be going through a topic that I presented to my team here at Myriad IT earlier this year. I was meant to go through this in a vlog a few months ago, but things got pretty busy at work and I haven't had much time recently to vlog. However, I've made some time today to show you some cool tricks up my sleeve on how to use calculated and Rollup fields in CM 2015, specifically for membership organizations. So just a bit of background, I have worked on a few membership projects, and with every membership organization that I've worked with, they do operate differently from each other. However, there are common requests of how to see the data in Dynamic CRM, and that's what I'm going to be showing you in this vlog session. So I just want to do a recap of what was possible in CM 2013 previously regarding formulas or calculations that you can do. With CM 2013, business rules were introduced, and in one of the actions you could set a field value. And one of the types of options for setting the field value was using a formula. So I've got a screenshot here where I've got three custom fields. I have the total cost field, which is being calculated by my expense multiplied by the quantity field. So this is what you could do in CM 2013 with using the formula function in business rules. So what's new? Fields rock in CM 2015. Oh yeah. Sorry for the dry humor. Okay, so with the calculated fields, you can use expressions, things like being able to add days or weeks on top of a date time field, or being able to do a concatenation, or trimming some characters off a string, kind of similar to what you can do in Excel. And then you've got the Rollup fields, which is pretty much an aggregation of data either across child entities or within the hierarchy of that entity. So things like sum and count, these should look familiar to you if you use Excel. There are limitations that you do need to be aware of, and they are listed in these two links that I've shown you. One of the limitations is not being able to use them in workflows and plugins. However, I believe there's a post by Yuka on how you can get around this, so I will provide this in the post. And there are some other limitations that I have found with calculated and Rollup fields. You can't retrieve another calculated or Rollup field when you use set field value in a business rule. It won't show in actions. The other limitation that I have found is how you can't use an option set or two option fields in an action when creating your calculated or Rollup field. And the other limitation that I found is you can't go down to the level of a one-to-many relationship in the condition of a calculated field. So on my screen, the example that I have there is I can't go down to the invoice from the order entity. Okay, so now I'm going to jump into some two simple scenarios, but what I'm going to show you is basically two sales scenarios just to kind of get you into how it can be used before I go and show you the membership scenarios. So the first one in terms of how you can use calculated fields is being able to see a date 10 days before the close date, and this is so that the sales bid team who are working on an opportunity know when the due review date is. So I'm just going to switch to Dynamic CRM now, and I am in my solution. I'm in the opportunity record in the fields area, and we're going to go ahead and open up my field here called review date. And so what happens is when you create a calculated field, you do have to select the field type to calculated. And when you set it to calculated, it's going to save your field, and then you are the next thing that you need to do is create the calculation behind it. So when you click on edit, you are going to be presented with a form that pretty much looks like a business rule form, and we'll just wait for this to load. And this is where you can start selecting your condition and the action. So the action is essentially the outcome of the field value. So in here, all I'm doing is I'm setting the condition to, if the estimated close date contains data, then minus 10 days from the close date, and make this date the review date value. So then the next thing that you do is you go ahead and add it onto your opportunity form. And when you add it into your opportunity form, you'll then be able to see the calculated date in here. So with this one, the end date is the 30th and the review date is the 20th. So that's the formula that's running behind this one. Okay, so that is calculated fields in terms of sales management. And so another type of example for sales management using the Rollup function is being able to see the total estimated revenue for opportunities at the account level. So again, this one's pretty simple. You just need to create the field that you want, and because I want to see this at the account level, you create your Rollup field within the account entity. So the field that I created is the total estimated revenue field. And again, rather than selecting calculated as the field type, you want to select Rollup, and you build the Rollup criteria in this form that is presented to you when you click edit. So what I'm doing here is I'm making sure that if my opportunities are open, then that are related to an account record, then pull through the sum of all the estimated revenue field values. So then again, you add it to your form, and when you add it to your form, you will be able to see what it looks like. So I'm just going to open up an account record here, and over on the right hand side is where I've added this field. So you see how it's gone and grabbed the sum of my estimated revenue. And one thing you have to be aware of is this runs daily. However, you can manually refresh it by clicking on this refresh button. So if I opened up this record, and let's say we change it to the estimated revenue to 40, we hit save, and I go back to the account record, and we manually refresh this field. It's now updated to 65. So those were two simple scenarios that I showed you in terms of sales management. So these are the types of scenarios that you'll see out there in blog posts. But what I'm now going to show you is membership scenarios that can be achieved through calculated and Rollup fields. Okay, so the first scenario is, as a corporate membership manager, I want to approve the amount on the corporate membership order. So with organizations that I have worked with where corporate memberships are involved, usually there is an approval process required. And part of that is approving the amount that is being sold to an organization for corporate memberships. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is show you the field that I have created against the order entity. And before I show you this field, usually with approvals, you do need to put a statement in there that explicitly says the amount that is being approved. And so what I've done is I have created a field, which is a single line of text, and I'm just calling it the approval statement. And this approval statement field is a concatenation field where I have set it to pull through the value that is showing in the corporate membership order. So again, we are in the order entity, and my condition here is if the total amount contains data and the order type equals corporate membership, then what I want to do is I want to create a concatenation where I am putting in text of I approve the amount of, and then I've put a space, and then this in here is the field that I am using to pull through the value of the order for this statement. So this is what the concat criteria is. So I will show you what this looks like. So let's go ahead and create an order so that you can see this. Just for the sake of this demo. Now what I'm doing right now isn't how I would isn't a proper membership solution, so please don't think that how I've set up the order for this membership is how it is, because it isn't. This is just simply me putting through some customizations to show you how this will work. Okay, so I'm saving the order and I'm going to add a product. And so what's happened is now that I've added the product and now that there's a total amount, because the criteria of the membership being corporate exists. Sorry, this didn't make sense. Okay, let's go through this again. In my calculated field, I set the concat criteria to be if type equals corporate membership and total amount contains data, then show this statement. So this 120 is essentially the total amount value, and that is a simple way of putting together an approval statement for a membership manager when a certain amount needs to be approved. So that's one scenario. The next scenario is, as a membership administrator, I would like to see the sum of paid invoices for a monthly membership. So with membership organizations, sometimes they do have a payment method of what we call periodic payments, whether it is monthly, yearly, quarterly, instead of one immediate annual payment. And this is because sometimes you can have memberships that cost quite a lot and members can't afford it immediately, and so the membership organization allows monthly payments to be made. And of course, as a membership administrator, when you go to the order, you would like to be able to see the sum of invoices paid for that particular order that is linked to that membership. So in Dynamic CRM, in the order, yes, in the order, I'm in the right area. I created a field which is going to be a roll-up function, and what this is doing is it is aggregating the sum of paid invoices. There we go. Okay, so field type equals rollup. So what does this look like behind the scenes? I am pretty much setting the condition to, if the invoices are completed, in other words paid, then grab the sum of the total amounts. And that's simply what my rollup field does. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll jump into an open order, and if I scroll down, there's the sum of paid invoices. So I can see that $30 has been paid so far. So if I now go to the related view and we go to invoices, and let's say I mark this as paid. Now in the real world, you wouldn't have to do this manually, as there would be some development where it's automatically processing the transaction using the saved credit card details of a member. But for the sake of this demonstration, I will just manually pay this invoice so that I can show you now how that rollup field works. Okay, so I've just updated the status of one invoice to paid, and when I refresh this field, we should now see the value change to 60, which it has. So that's another scenario of being able to see the sum of periodic invoices against a membership order. Okay, another common scenario is membership administrators wanting to know how long a member has been with their organization, and that's for marketing purposes as well as reporting purposes, because you want to be able to see who out of your members are loyal, so that you can do promotions towards your loyal members and cater to them more closely because they've been with you for a number of X years. So this particular field I've set at the contact level. So we're just going to go to the contact area within the solution, and I have a field called, I think, use as member. Oh, here we go. And so this is a rollup field, and what I'm doing for this field is I am setting the criteria to when the membership has expired, then increase the count of, then when the membership has expired, then set the years as member to the count of expired memberships. Okay, so I'm just going to navigate to my membership entity, and so we have a number of memberships here that are active, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to expire one of them manually. Again, in the real world, if this was a proper membership solution, this would be expired automatically, but for the purpose of this demonstration, I will update this to expired. So before I do that, let's first have the contact record open so you can see it being updated. Okay. Alright, so I have Jessica Brown, the contact record open, and over here I have years as member already populated. So what should happen is as soon as I expire this membership, we should see this number increase to 6 because that's the criteria around the roll-up field. So I'm going to deactivate this and set the status reason to expired, if it allows me to. So it's already deactivated it. Okay, so it's already set it to expired. So now when I manually refresh this field, we should see it update to 6, which it now has. So that's another way of using roll-up fields, being able to see how long a contact has been a member with you. And this is something that membership organizations love because it is essentially what they need to know, and it's really a cool, simple way of achieving that particular request. Okay, then we have another type of scenario where membership administrators would like to know who are their top revenue contributors, and this time I am using a roll-up sum where I am grabbing all the paid invoices of a member. Oh, here we go. So I've created a custom field against the contact record, and the type is roll-up, and the criteria behind it is what I said earlier, where invoices that are paid, regardless of type, I want to calculate the sum of those invoices. So this is what my roll-up field looks like. Okay, so let's exit out of here and go back into Jessica Brown, the contact record. So I can see that Jessica has contributed $120 so far, and over time, as invoices are being paid, whether it's for an immediate payment of a membership or a periodic payment of a membership, so either monthly or quarterly, I'm going to see this this particular field increase over time. Okay, and then the last membership scenario that I want to go through is as a membership administrator, I would like to send an email 6 months after they have joined to say thanks for being with us. So a lot of membership organizations, they also want to be able to do some promotional activity around new members, and that's so that their newly joined members feel that they are welcomed and that they are being cared for by the membership organization. So I don't know about you, like sometimes when you sign up for stuff, that's it. But then it's nice when you get like a follow-up email or a letter in the mail saying, hey, thanks for joining. We hope you have enjoyed your membership or whatever the subscription is that you signed up to. And they usually have here's a 20% off coupon or voucher that you can use the next time you want to buy something or do something with us. So that's That's the type of things that membership organizations want to be able to do, where they want to be able to reach out to different members at different levels, whether they are long-serving members or brand new members. So with this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using the rollup function where I'm adding months using the start date in the membership. So if we go to membership record, such as Martha's, oh sorry, Marie. So here's one that I created earlier where if it's marked, oh sorry, backtrack. Let me show you what I did here. I'm in the solution, and what I'll show you is the criteria behind the rollup field. Let's just wait for this to load. And I don't know what's happening. Okay, now it's responded. All right. This is a CM 2015 online environment, by the way. It's a trial environment. It's not on-premise, so if you're wondering why it looks different, it's because it's online. Okay, so I have created some fields. So this field is grabbing, this field indicates whether the membership record is the initial membership for the particular member. And then I've created another field called 6 months. And 6 months is my my calculated field. So the criteria behind this is if my other field initial membership equals yes, then add 6 months from the start date, and then I'll show you why I've done this. So this is the criteria behind it. And to go one step further, I created a business rule where it's only going to display my 6 months field if the initial membership equals yes. Otherwise, if it equals no, then I want that field to be hidden. So this is what the membership record looks like. So when this was created and this was marked as yes, it's gone ahead and calculated the 6 months from that start date. Now if I go into here, which is another membership record, and if this initial membership is blank or it's set to no, it's not going to show. Otherwise, if it's yes, it does show. And the reason why I've done that is when you want to create a marketing list to be able to see who your new members are, you'll be able to do so. Oop, it's not responding. I'll just wait for it to respond. Here we go. Okay, so say I wanted to now be able to see who my initial members are post 6 months. So I'm going to close promo offer for new members. Oops, I'm going to make this static contact. So what I'm doing now is I'm creating a marketing list, and now I'm going to be able to use that 6 months field on the membership record. So even though you can't use Rollup and calculated fields within your workflows and plugins, you can still use it for views within CRM. So you see the 6 months field, that's my calculated field that I showed you earlier. And let's say on or after June. And I want to make sure that they are in fact active. And hopefully we should see Marie. Sorry, or was it Martha? One sec, let's just check. I can't remember now. Yeah, I think it was Marie. Yes, so she is set to yes, whilst Martha isn't. Okay, that's right. So that way, the membership administrator can simply create a marketing list, or whether they want to use Advanced Find, they can do that as well. And once they, oops, once they create the marketing list, they can now use this to send out emails. So if the membership organization was using Click Dimensions, which is an email marketing tool, they can use this marketing list. And going back to what I said earlier regarding creating views with your calculated or Rollup fields, again, that is possible with fields instead of workflows and plugins where it's not possible. Okay. So just to quickly provide you with one way of being able to view calculated or Rollup fields after you've got the data is setting them up as views and then also creating them as charts and dashboards. So let's say you could create a dashboard of your top 10 contributing members in terms of revenue. So what am I doing here? I am, yeah, let's just use that, the revenue contributed. Here we go. And I want to sort it by my revenue. And now I'll be able to see who my top members are in terms of revenue contribution. Okay, and thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.